With Bayfield's Apple Fest just around the corner, farmers from this area have been preparing for the influx of demand for the fall favorite. Producer Megan McGarvey stopped at Erickson Orchard to learn more about how Apple Fest got its start and the importance of family farms in this region.
He was hauling apples out to Minot, North Dakota, and he got a flat tire right before he got to the bridge in Duluth. And people were stopping by the truck and asking what they were hauling, and he said apples, and they thought they were going to bring them from Michigan. And Dad said, no, we grow apples in Bayfield. They didn't know that we grew apples here, even in Superior and Duluth, in the 50s and 60s. That's when he came back and he said, there's something wrong with this picture when people that close don't know that we grow apples here. So he was on the Chamber of Commerce at the time, and he came up with this brainstorm, let's have a festival. So that's when the Apple Fest was created by a group of men and that worked very hard to get it going. And the first year was a huge success, so it's been going on 60 years this year. I am third generation owner-operator. I took over when my father turned 82, so it's been 12 years. He passed 2 years ago on Apple Fest weekend, which was pretty cool actually, at 90. Two of my oldest sister, Cindy, nurse. She's the manager of the store, and my next oldest sister, Beth Erickson, she's the manager of the bakery department. So I do everything else, and it works. But without that family cooperation and that family unit, it wouldn't work. We're a very close-knit family. Everybody comes around. When the festivals come around, they're here to help, pitch in, everybody digs down, and we get it done. I don't know how it gets done, but it does get done. You have to change with the times, and you have to change with the weathers. And so I've never really experienced having an apple drop this early into the year. And so I was picking the brain of my neighbor who's 88 years old, and he's been a farmer all his life. And he believes that it's because of the last 2 years of drought. And in July, I mean, we had rain throughout the summer, way more than we had last year. But you could definitely tell the stress on the trees. So we're gonna go from this really warm weather, and it's gonna start dropping. But the frost is actually a really good thing, because it tells the tree that it's starting to go dormant. And all the energy from the tree starts going into the fruit. And that's where you get your sweet and your high sugar contents come out of the tree and push it into the fruit. So that's a good part. Like this new cider press I have, it took a lot of pressure off me, because we can do that whole thing. We can do close to 2,000 gallons a day, which is huge, and with a limited amount of people. We can do upwards of 20,000 gallons a year. And a majority of that goes to the wineries, distilleries, and brew houses, and things like that. The important part of it that people support the farms and the small farms, because we're becoming a dying breed of family farms. And that was one of my vows to my father before he passed, that I would never sell any land and that I would continue this farm. And it's my duty. as a son of the Erickson family, you know, to take on the farm and to keep this generational thing going.
Bayfield's Apple Fest begins next Friday, October 7th, and it runs through that weekend.